while the chocolate is still wet. She struggles just a little bit. Hello. Hey y'all, Amy here. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today I'm going to be making some pecan turtles. It's like a little candy, chocolate covered pecan caramel candy. Okay, they're really good. I made them for Christmas time and I put them in treat boxes for like family and friends, and I loved them, and I only got a few. And then my sister Grace loved them, and she asked if I could make them again, and I wanted to make them again anyway also. So I'm doing it just because, and I'm going to show you how I do it. The first thing we're going to need, I'm hitting over here, you're going to need a saucepan, medium-sized saucepan. I've got a soft spoon, boop, boop. I've got a candy thermometer, and I'm going to tell you the ingredients. By the way, there's a range hood right here. So when I stand up, it would block the view. So I put you down low so that you can see me and what I'm doing. That's why I'm bent down. I do kitchen videos and it causes an issue. One day, it'll be different. But for now, this is how we have to do it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I'm using. Okay, now the ingredients you're going to need are as follows. Keep in mind, I'm doubling this recipe. So the things that I have listed below in the description are going to be half the amount of what I'm using because I'm making twice as much. Same ingredients, different amounts. You know what that means. Okay, I have a cup of brown sugar. I have a cup of granulated sugar. I'm going to use a cup of sweetened condensed milk. I'm going to use a cup of Caro syrup. I'm going to use a teaspoon of vanilla. I have 4 cups of roasted and chopped pecans. Quick note about this. You don't have to completely crush them, as I have done. I put them in this bag and I whacked them with a hammer until they were like crumbs. You don't have to do it this chopped. I like it that way, just by the way. And then I have a chocolate coating. I'm gonna use this, almond bark. You can use chocolate chips if you want. Yes, this is a very not healthy for you snack, but they're very small, they're treats, and they're for once in a while, and it's good. Okay, let's get started. Actually, hold on, I forgot the butter. We need 6 tablespoons of butter too. Now let's get started. Okay, see, I'm already off to a bad start. I said 6 tablespoons of butter, but I'm doubling it, so I'm using 12 tablespoons of butter. All right, again, range hood, I'm gonna come down here, talk to you. We have 12 tablespoons of butter in a pot. We're going to turn this on to a medium heat. We're gonna melt the butter. Once the butter has melted, we are going to add all of our sugary stuff, not the vanilla. The vanilla and the pecans are last. All this other stuff gets added. We're going to stir continuously until we bring it to a boil. All right, while this is starting to melt, this is the butter. We haven't added anything else yet. We're gonna have to stir continuously, non-stop, like I said. So before I start this process, I have laid out parchment paper that I'm going to be spooning this stuff onto. So we're gonna make this caramel. We're gonna add the pecan stuff to the caramel. Then we're going to spoon out the caramel in like tablespoon size little dollops on parchment paper. That will then harden. We're gonna give it like 20-30 minutes, and then we're gonna coat it in the chocolate. That's the process. So because as soon as this is done, I immediately need to start dishing it out so it doesn't harden in the pot, I have my parchment paper out and ready. You're actually over there sitting on the parchment paper right now. Okay, so this is melting and we're gonna wait for that to melt. I will say that when I make this caramel, first of all, there's kind of a recipe. I found a couple of different recipes and I kind of combined them, and I kind of do it not how other people do it exactly. So this is just what I do. Okay, so most people make this in the microwave. You can do this in the microwave. You don't have to do this on the stove. I do it on the stove. So you can Google that if you want to. You can make homemade caramel in the microwave, and then you just add the pecans to it and make it that way. Makes it easier. Okay, this butter now is starting to melt. Once I get it all melted, we're gonna add this stuff and we're going to stir, and then I'm gonna stick my candy thermometer into it once it has it's come to a boil. I don't show my kids' faces here on YouTube, and they know that. So they try to do things without getting on camera. Do you need something? Okay, our butter has melted. We are going to add the sugars. We're adding brown sugar. We're adding granulated sugar. This is a raw cane sugar, that's why it looks that way. We're gonna add the can of sweetened condensed milk. It is slightly more than we need, but that's okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. I didn't have a spoon. Okay, so I'm stirring, because I don't want anything to burn on the bottom. I am stirring while I let the rest of this bottle empty into here. What I was saying before though, y'all, was that once I add all this stuff and it comes to a little bit of a boil, I'm gonna stick the candy thermometer in here and we're gonna get it to a softball stage and then remove it from the heat. So that's gonna be right about 230 degrees or so, which if you have a candy thermometer, yeah, the candy thermometer will tell you. It has a mark on it. See this blue stuff here? It tells you. So we're gonna get it to a softball stage, about 230, 235. Okay, left-handed, so I'm gonna twist it here and I'm just gonna stand here and stir. If you stop stirring, it'll start popping and it'll stick to the bottom and it'll burn. So don't stop stirring. We are at 200, don't move, 200 degrees. Okay, we have reached 232. We're gonna stop that and remove it from the heat, okay? Take this off. Do not burn yourself. Took it off because it just keeps sliding around. All right. Then we are going to add our vanilla real quick. And we want 1 teaspoon. This is a half teaspoon so I'm going to do 2 of these. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Stir that in real quick. That's bubbling. Okay. Then so what it looks like, okay? I'm gonna add our chopped pecans to that. All right. So this smells good. Yeah, it does. Get a little pile. We'll just put that one there, I guess. I don't want big piles because it's supposed to be like a candy, okay? So you don't want a whole lot in a pile because it's pretty rich. You can't even see what I'm doing. Let's move over here a little more. What's up? All right, y'all, step 1 is done. Now we're going to let them sit for about 20 to 30 minutes. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to be bottle feeding a little goat that I am goat sitting. Just a minute, I'm gonna show you her. And then we're gonna take a quick look at the babies outside, and we'll be back in the kitchen to coat these with chocolate. All right, y'all. So this is Precious. And I am goat sitting Miss Precious. Now let's see how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and give her bottle. She's just a couple of days old. She had a little bit of a struggle nursing. She was pulled to bottle feed. She's still working on it. I want to give you a tip while I'm feeding her here. These are little bags that you can get for like pumping, breast milk pumping, and they are perfect for colostrum for your babies. Okay. Usually I can't really see what I'm doing. So they have a screw cap top that fits perfectly with these goat bottle tops, and you can put them in there and freeze just a few ounces at a time. That way you're not wasting any colostrum for the babies. Okay, so what I do here is, I don't know if you can see, turn sideways somewhat. So she struggles just a little bit, so I help her. I get her little nipple put in her mouth, and I use my body to hold her head, and she has a little bit of trouble with her tongue. Getting it just right. There we go. Now she's sucking. Good job, baby. So I helped hold it where I need it. There we go. Straight through bottle. These little bags you can find on Amazon. They're perfect. Like I said, that's a little tip from her owner, which is currently Miriam, my friend Miriam, which is two goat gals. Okay, she didn't quite finish it. She got a little tiny bit left in here. But what I was going to show you was that these little bags, they have this kind of bottom so they can just stand up. And they're really nice because they're small. And then what I do is I just heat hot water on the stove, and I put it in it until it reaches the temperature I need it to be. I use it like a little food thermometer to test the temperature. There we go. There we go. How about that? How about all that? Okay, so now the kids are going to play with her for a little bit. And I'm going to go show you the other babies real quick. And then we will put chocolate on candy. Won't we? Just said hello. Okay. Melted the chocolate according to the package instructions. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take 2 forks, and I'm going to take a candy, put it in. I'm going to put some on top of it, like so. And then I'm going to tap, because I want a lot of that chocolate to come off. I just want a very thin layer of chocolate. And then I put it back on the parchment paper, and do the next one. While I am doing this, Abby is going to be, which this is an ingredient I forgot to mention. Abby is going to sprinkle the tops of the chocolate with a little bit of salt. Now, if you have a coarse salt, that's going to be better. But Abby, show them real quick which one I'm using. I'm using this. Okay, this is just fine. And then you sprinkle just a little bit over the top while the chocolate is still wet. We let them sit to dry, let the chocolate harden. I went out and did chores. It's already nighttime, as you can see. I already bit into one. And then I realized, oh wait, I didn't finish my video yet. Okay, here they are. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Thanks for hanging out with me today and watching while we made this and saw some baby goats. Until next time, keep on the sunny side.